If you're wondering how to withdraw from your 401k without paying those hefty penalties, you're in the right place. Many people assume that taking money out of their retirement accounts early comes with a huge penalty, but there are ways around it, especially if you're strategic. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to navigate this process and avoid costly mistakes. Plus, I'll also explain a powerful strategy that could help protect your savings long term, which is something you'll definitely want to stick around for. Now, before we dive into how to withdraw from your 401k penalty-free, I want to make sure you're aware of some essential points. You probably know that if you take money out of your 401k before age 5912, you'll typically face a 10% early withdrawal penalty, right? But what if I told you that you don't always have to pay that penalty? Let's break it down. First, if you're over 5912, you're in the clear. That's the easiest route. No penalties, just regular income tax on the withdrawal. But for those of you who are younger than 5912, there are a few exceptions to that rule that could allow you to access your 401k without the penalty. One option is the rule of 55. If you've left your employer or are about to, you can withdraw funds from your 401k without penalty if you're 55 or older. It's a very specific provision, so it's critical to check with your plan provider to make sure you qualify. Another way to avoid penalties is through what's called substantially equal periodic payments, SEPP. This is a strategy where you commit to withdrawing a set amount from your 401k for at least 5 years or until you reach 5912, whichever comes later. It's a bit more complicated but can be a great solution if you need to access your funds but want to avoid the penalty. Additionally, you can take advantage of a special circumstance known as a hardship withdrawal. This is allowed if you're facing situations like permanent disability, a medical emergency, or certain educational expenses. However, even with a hardship withdrawal, you're still subject to income tax, though the penalty is waived. Now, all these options are useful, but what if there was an even smarter way to safeguard your wealth, especially if you have a 401k or IRA with 100k, 500k, or more? The reality is, traditional 401k withdrawals don't provide the same level of protection against market risks or inflation. If you're serious about protecting your wealth, in the next 2 weeks, I recommend checking out a gold IRA. I'm sure you've heard about gold IRAs, but they're worth mentioning again because they provide a hedge against market volatility. More Americans are choosing to diversify their retirement savings into physical gold to safeguard their wealth against inflation and economic uncertainty. Click the first link in the description to get your free guide on why thousands of Americans are switching to gold IRAs and how they can work for you too. Let's talk about the final option for penalty-free withdrawals, the Roth IRA rollover. If you're looking to move your 401k into a Roth IRA, you can do this with no penalties as long as you meet certain conditions. However, you'll need to understand the tax implications before you make the switch. This could be a good way to avoid the 10% penalty, but again, there are some hoops to jump through, so make sure you're getting sound advice before making that move. Before we wrap up, let me remind you that if you're nearing retirement or already retired, it's important to consider your long-term strategy. That's why a gold IRA can provide peace of mind when it comes to wealth protection. It's an option that's proven to hold value even in times of economic uncertainty. If you have at least 100Ks in your IRA, 401k, or even up to $5 in savings, this could be the perfect solution to diversify your portfolio and safeguard your wealth. Again, if you're serious about protecting your wealth in the next 2 weeks, click the first link in the description to get your free gold IRA guide and consultation. Don't wait. Secure your financial future today.